dun, 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 dun. Who knows what that's from? Anyway, this is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. I have a question for you this evening, guys. Don't ask me what got me started thinking about this, but my question is, why does Disney hate families? Why does Disney hate families? Why would I say this? Because when I really think about it, I've been thinking about the way Disney Lucasfilm has been going about their business of kind of like excluding the male image, from their movies and downgrading it and degrading it, I should say. And, it's like, it makes me think why, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, Disney has been about this business for a long time. It's like going back to Bambi. Like the first thing they did was get rid of the mother image. Okay, now not the woman image, because now they want to be so pro-woman, right? But before they were pro-woman, they were anti-mother. Do you realize almost every classic Disney movie killed the mother? Like I said, going back to Bambi, when Bambi's mama got her head blown off in a children's movie. Then you go to Cinderella, Snow White, who was the other one? Sleeping Beauty. I think that just about every Disney princess, their mother died, or they were separated from their mother or whatever. I have to look it up to make sure that's true. But I do believe they have an impeccable record of killing the mother. So it's like the institution of motherhood was attacked right off the bat with Disney, like, 100 years ago or something like that. So they took care of that real quick, so then when you look at modern Disney princesses, like, what was it, Frozen, right? It was both the parents who got killed. But so you see, like, the family has been under attack for a long time, and it's like women are under the impression that, women's lib and, Disney, or, they're so pro-woman. But there's a difference, guys. There's a difference between being pro-woman or anti-mother. Sometimes I believe anti-mother is not being pro-woman. It's definitely not pro-family. It's like if you look at most men, there's a type of women that we're going to hit and quit. There's a type of woman that we're just going to play with or whatever. But then when we look towards the positive attributes of womanhood, a lot of us look towards what kind of mother this woman or this lady would make. And that is a huge consideration when it comes time for a man to settle down. It's like a man truly values a woman's ability to be a mother. So when you do have the image of motherhood attacked in popular culture, it's not going to be without consequence. So that, I believe, was the first wave of attack on family. But then when you move into these modern movies, which got me thinking, now that Disney has Lucasfilm, and you see the way these stories have played out as far as, these so-called sequel trilogy films, it's like you realize that they are very, very much anti-family. Once again, when you look at, let me see, the original trilogy, and to me, I think I mentioned on another video, the Star Wars, or I should say the Skywalker saga, ended with Return of the Jedi. By the end of Return of the Jedi, what do you see in that final shot, on Endor, when they're all celebrating and things like that? To me, you have Leia and you have Luke reunited as brother and sister. You have Han, it's like, who has discovered this family now that he fights for, that he loves. He's found his love in Leia. He loves her. He's never going to leave her, despite what the next trilogy here would have you believe. You have, who else? You had Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, Wedge, C-3PO, R2-D2, Chewbacca, the Ewoks. Of course, you have Force Ghost, Yoda, Anakin, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you had this really strong, positive family vibe. These people have been through hell together, and they've come to this point now where they're happy and they love each other, so you get this, and I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's like you get this really cool family vibe. As a matter of fact, every movie in the original trilogy ended that way. It ended on a loving, positive up note. You got A New Hope. You had Han, Luke, and Leia, and Chewbacca, and C-3PO, and R2-D2. They all turned towards us, and they're just happy, you know. And then at the end of Empire Strikes Back, as dark as that was, you still had Luke with his arm around Leia, you know, and you had them both smiling because they knew that they were going to go after Han. It was, you know, even though Luke was he was disillusioned and he was caught off guard with the news and the reality that Darth Vader was his father, it still ended us on a hopeful note. You know what I mean? There was that strong family that had been created that you just knew they were going to hold on to each other, they were going to get each other through this. But when you get to the new so-called trilogy, you don't have that sense anymore. It's like everything has been attacked as far as family. There's no family ties in this new trilogy at all. Rey is a nobody. You know, whatever family she has sold her for drinking money. You know what I mean? And Finn doesn't know where he came from. Poe Dameron is not given any type of backstory whatsoever. You don't know what kind of family he came from. I guess that's supposed to be irrelevant. It's like the only new character that had any family tie that we actually got to see was Rose Tico with her sister, and you know how that ended. So she doesn't have that tie anymore. And of course, Han, Luke, and Leia, the family, the loving family that was established by the end of the original trilogy, has been dissolved. They didn't even have the decency to have these people come back together on screen. That's how much they thought about their family structure. You know, and they never even thought about getting them all together again. They never even thought about having Chewbacca embrace Leia, you know, after Han had died. So, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So you have the history with Disney where they attack family. They already attacked the mothers, and the fathers now are being attacked in a way where they're showing that men are somehow less deserving of respect. That masculinity somehow is toxic. You know, so that's what you're getting from this this new trilogy. And my thing is, if you want to do that, that's one thing I have objection to. But then you want to turn around and you want to champion the inclusion of homosexuals, transsexuals, pansexuals, you know, but at the same time, you want to call traditional, or I should say heterosexual maleness, you want that to be toxic. You want to dismiss your male fans as just like some fanboys who tend to be bigoted and misogynistic and things like that. But my thing is, if Disney was really into family, then number one, they would have never attacked motherhood back in the day, and they would certainly be more respectful of fatherhood. You know, they'd be more respectful of maleness, because after all, there's millions of statistics that are out there, and I'll leave some in the description box too, that show just how important it is to have a male influence, to have a father influence in the home. There are so many statistics that are out there that show the difference that it makes to have a father in the home. Incarceration with children goes down. Unwanted pregnancy goes down. Child abuse goes down. Everything. Failure in school goes down. The more you have a father present in the home. So if Disney, it was the family-friendly entertainment company that it claims to be, then they would never get to the point where they would belittle and downgrade the presence of fathers in these films in favor of alternate lifestyles. After all, I would say that heterosexual love is probably the most basic, most identifiable kind of love there is. Star Wars is not supposed to be, you know, like some big, drawn-out, complicated love story. So it's always just going to be basic. So if you have any type of basic love that is presented on screen, I would imagine it would be a heterosexual kind of thing, because after all, children know that's how they were produced. That's where they all came from. And you know, kids, anytime you see something that like a love scene in a movie, most little kids are going to have the same reaction. Ew! You know, and that's just heterosexual love. You know, not to mention getting into the alternate stuff, you know, like homosexual love, transgender love, things like that. I don't see where that has a place in a children's entertainment movie. You know, I think it's best to keep it basic. Children are developing, you know, when they're little. They're developing their sense of self. They're developing their sense of sexuality and things like that. Why complicate it with things such as male on male or female on female. But even then, male on male could mean friendship. You know, why spell it out that this is how these people interact sexually in a children's movie? I don't see where that's necessary, but I do see where it's necessary in our society to reinforce positive male fatherly and positive female motherly images. That is necessary because the statistics show how important it is in a child's life to have those. You know, if you can show me where it's how important it is in a child's life to have homosexual images for their development, if you can show me that, well, maybe we could talk. Maybe we could have that discussion. But I don't see that. So anyway, guys, I don't want to make this too long. It's just me thinking out loud. Maybe it's just me. All right. Why? I want to know why. Why does Disney Lucasfilm hate family so much? Why do they hate family so much? That's my question. And why is it so important to have images of homosexuality and alternate lifestyles in children's movies? Two questions. Why does Disney hate family? And why, just why is it so important for children to be made witness to these alternate lifestyles? I just want you guys to know this is not me discriminating against homosexuals, but it is a more mature topic. If you want to have like a movie geared towards teenagers or young adults, that's one thing. But if you have a movie that you claim to be geared towards family and geared towards children, then why is it important? I just want to know why. But anyway, guys, that's just me thinking out loud. I welcome all comments in the comment section, you know, as long as they're respectful. So get at me, guys. And as always, I would like you to like, share, subscribe, you know, comment if you feel moved to do so. Okay, guys? Anyway, I will see you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.